Hi guys. Today I decided to make one tutorial about one of my series that I was going to start, mainly to understand the concept of jQuery and CSS. So it's a beginner start. Without any further ado, let's get started. Also, I would like to apologize that I haven't created decent videos lately because I was busy in some work. So today I found some time and decided to make this video for you. So in the desktop, as you can see that there is one comment folder. So I have opened this folder in my Sublime text and I have written bare bones for HTML template. And in this directory I have two subfolders with CSS and JS. JS stands for JavaScript, so all my JavaScript code will be lying inside this folder, and for CSS, for styling in the web page, would be in style.css file. So now in the index.html page I have referenced jQuery first, because in my script.js file or the JavaScript I would be using jQuery feature, so it has to be loaded it before script.js file gets loaded. Similarly, I have loaded the styling of the file which is present in CSS folder. So yeah, so basically this is my folder structure. I think so this is pretty much it about the folder structure because there is no change if we are going in future. So let's start today with the styling tag. So for our commenting, so we would have a box kind of a structure like this, and you would be having on the left hand side here you would be having image. On the right hand side at top you would be having name, which date it was posted, and the comment. So like this we would be making the CSS. Enough about the theoretical knowledge. Let's get deep dive into coding part. Yay! So we are going to code now. Okay, so first of all, it's a good practice that you normalize your HTML or CSS file. So for doing that, I will state, if you want to target HTML markup, so you have to type HTML, and here you should write how many width. I would cover the whole width as well as the whole height. Similarly, for body tag, I will do the similar thing. These are just called normalization in CSS. It's a good practice to do it like this. So always normalize your CSS. There is external scripts, or not scripts, sorry, CSS files available to normalize everything. Because most of the people don't like styling which is provided out of the box. They have to style it accordingly to their need. That is why the normalize.css file removes all the default styling whichever browser depicts to the page. That is why for housekeeping stuff I have defined HTML and body, and now we will go into fun part where we will define our commenting part. So what I will do, I will place one div element and I will provide a class. I am providing class because I can target many divs. If this class is applied in style.css in another div, if I am creating, then it could apply the same styling defined only in one class. Okay, so I will say comment box. I will close this div, and inside this div I will have left panel for showing image, left panel image. I am so used to JavaScript that this kind of syntax is actually referred to as an camel case. So where the first letter is small and then the next uh, and the next letter, if the letter name is getting changed or space is there, then we capitalize it without any space. Okay, so and we would be having our right panel, right, where we would be showing users info and comment. Right panel. Okay, so we have defined our HTML markup, and if you are not familiar with the class concept, just bear with me for some time. I will show you why class is much beneficial than ID. So yeah, so basically I will do now. I will say because my top element is comment box, so I will define comment box class. Before that we have to denote with dot. I will define width to be 90%, fine with me. uh, Little bit of height. For height I will define 120 pixel for right now, and for border I will define 1 pixel solid hash 000. So border width is 150, sorry, 1 pixel. The color, the border type is solid type, and the color is black. This is our called hex codes. So hash 00 is black. After that, what I will do is that left panel, right? So now I will copy this left panel image inside this. Since it's a class, then again I have to define this thing. Then what you can do, you can say width of 50%. Now make sure that your document is 100%, right? But you define the top element to be 90%. So now the inner divs which are nested inside the parent div, right? So they would be covering 50%, 50% width of total 90, right? Not 100, because the outer box width is 90%. Okay, I will make it as 95% just for fun. Okay, so left panel image is having this one, and I will say right panel image class again dot this thing, and I will define width to be 50%. And height, again I have to define something. I will define 60 pixels so that you can see at the screen with this styling what CSS is coming out. So border 1 pixel solid hash 000. Similarly I will do for this. Okay, then I will save this file. I will save index.html file, and in script we are not going to touch this script.js file, so I will close it right now, and then I will try to run this in my browser. So as you can see, 60 becomes 120 pixel. So 1 pixel border, 1 pixel border. So I will get into that. But as you can see that you have this left panel div and the right panel div, right, at below. Now what if you need left panel div should be left part and right panel div should be the right part, right? So for that, now right now you can see it is coming below of each other, right? So now you have to change it so that it would come parallel to each other. So for this we have to state property as float as left. Here also we have to say float as left. Now as soon as I do that, you will see that still there is no change. See, there is no change. Why there is no change? Imagine that you have 95%, right? 50% with is being already occupied, 50% with is already occupied. So total is 100%. But here you are giving border also, right? So border is 1 pixel in width. So if you technically see it here, so left is 1 pixel, right is also 1 pixel. So meaning 50% plus 2 pixel for one div. Then again For the right div, it's 50% plus 2 pixel. That is exceeding 100%. That is why it is not able to calculate space on right hand side and it is come into the bottom side. To remove this error, you have to just manipulate with some width. So I will say 49%, and this one also 49%, 49%, 49%, 98%, and little bit because one pixel cannot be equivalent to 1%, so now it will fit in the screen. So let's refresh this. So as you can see that these are parallel to each other and there is spacing, right? So right now if I write text, right, so left panel and this is right panel. So if I save this, if I refresh this again, so you can see that left panel is on left side and right panel is on right hand side. Now I see here it is very closed, touching each other, right? I want to make some space, and here also you could see that there is some space which we can occupy. So for having the space in between them, we can put margin. So I will, on the right hand side panel, I will say margin left to be how much? 1%. Okay. Now if I see, now you can see that there is one space, right? So I think so left panel I don't require that much of space because it would be only one small image. So I will change it to maybe 25%. Not 25, 10%. This could be converted into 90%, right? And with the width as 95%, then what we can do, so here as you can see that all of them are very close to each other, so the parent div is touching the left panel and right panel, so I want spacing in between these two. So for that, in comment box either you can type padding to be 2%, because with this 95%, so it can cover 2%, right? So if I save this, if I refresh this, no, it won't. It is exceeding 100. Let me try one. Actually percent is getting bigger. 5 pixel. Something is going wrong. Let me check. Maybe we should not do that like this. And once we refresh this, oh, again it's I don't know what it has happened. Oh, see here, it's margin left as 1% and I put 90 and 10%, so 100% plus 1%, which is again unexpectable, right? So you can put 95, right? 95%, and now here at padding you can put now 2%. Actually that was different error. So now maybe not 2%, 1%. I'm sorry that you have to manipulate like this. Hmm. Let us remove everything and let us see whether it's working or not. Something is really messed up. 96. Let me check if I remove this margin left. Oh, it should work actually. Oh, I am very sorry. This one is fine. That is becoming 105. We have to put 85. I'm really sorry for this error. So yeah, so meaning like this, and if you still want spacing in between that, you can put padding to be 1%. So if I save this, now as you can see that at the top there is spacing, right? So this is responsible for padding. And just for fun, I will put 96, right? So everything is now proper, right? So, and the best part is that, so right now I have defined height, right? So you can remove height. So whatever inner div is having width, so that only it will occupy. Okay. Now the problem now, as you can see that the inner div is occupying height, but this parent div is not able to occupy the whole height. So it is not wrapping these two div completely, right? So in order to do that, in the index.html file, what you can do is that you can type div class of clear and div, and in the style tag I will type clear is equal to both. Now once I save this file, refresh this, as you can see now the height is completely wrapping. Now because I think so, let me clear the point here why I said clear is equal to both. Now div, when you try float left, now after that float left, whatever element that you are adding inside the HTML tag, like here any div tag, span tag, so it automatically floats to the left. So this clear board tells the browser that I don't want now the any element to be float to left. Just by default, whatever browser provides, just go into that default and render those elements. So if I render div, now it will render it properly. Okay, so I think so we have defined the bare bones for commenting system. I think so now I will place image. I will take help of placeholder. There is one website which automatically creates image for us. Yep. So there should be, yeah, so you can go into placehold.it. So here is actually an image, right? So you can copy this and you can paste here, right? So for you have to type image source, give the source here, and there is no closing. Okay, so I will say text to be sorry, I don't require text size, I don't require text, I require only width and height. So width is 150, height is also 150. Save this file, run this file in the browser, and maybe, sorry, I have written TW. Width is 150, height should be 60. Okay, let us see. Okay, so 150 is getting increased, so you have to just manipulate, do it best, how it fits in the screen, right? So yeah, so you can say height 60, 100 by 100, right? So that would be great, this thing. So what I will do in the styling tag, I will remove the height section. Okay, because in image we are defining the height. So if I refresh, now as you can see that there is 100 by 100, and I will remove the border. Sorry, I will remove the border. Okay, now it is completely square, just to have a rounded shape for the profile pic, kind of a say you can, it's a profile pic. So in our left panel image, which is our this div, inside that we have to target image tag. So what you will do, write the parent element name space dot image tag. We have not defined any class, it's image tag, right? So I will say border radius to be 100%. What it will do, inside of square corners it will do complete round corners. So as you can see that it's completely rounded, right? So now for right panel what we can do is that so here we can write span your name. Let's suppose my name is Tanuj Gupta, and inside that you have to type date with class of date div. So today is any 6th April 2016, and inside the paragraph tag you will add this is a great video for learning CSS. Thanks. Now in order to break those line you have to use break tag, otherwise it will not break, it will come into the same line. So I save this file, I run this file. So as you can see that you have this thing, right? So the only thing is that now you have to remove the border on the right hand side. So it's very simple, go into style, remove the border, because I did for debugging purpose. So if I save this file, now you have this thing, and you can have the complete container should have some background color to be F0 F0 F0. I don't know, I'm not very good at designing, so let me see. Looks okay. And inside that, so basically yeah, so I've now see the benefit out of it is that now when I just use this again, when I copy and paste many times, right? So just see how our HTML markup is repeating, and this style tag is automatically styling by using the class tag. So see how awesome is it, right? So you are getting now proper CSS and this thing. So that's it for today tutorial. I think so you learned something out of this CSS video. Hope you enjoy these videos, and you are looking forward for making such more tutorials. I'm sorry in between that I was little bit confused about the width section, because I don't know, it's too early for me to make a video tutorial, but anyhow we figured it out parallelly. It's good actually that these error comes, and if you are facing problem, then you can look back and you can uh, see this video and you can solve your query. Okay guys, thank you so much for your time. Have a nice weekend. Bye everyone.